Hello everyone. Our topic today is bullying. Bullying. I'm sure most of us can relate with it. Some of us were bullied in secondary school by our seniors. Some of us around our community, there were some children that would just bully us and we go crying home to mama. So let's define bullying. What is bullying? The dictionary says it means seeking to harm, intimidate someone perceived as vulnerable. When you think the person is so vulnerable that you can just scare the person or do whatever you want to the person. Bullying is finally being recognized in schools now. And of course, it should be a safety issue. It should be discussed. We should get professionals who will stop bullying in schools. Parents and school personnel can effectively work together to address this serious issue. If you think bullying is not serious, then you have another thing coming. Now, the topic bullying is not a new development in the school environment. You can agree with me. Bullying in various forms has been a significant problem affecting students of all ages, everywhere, both in the nursery, in the primary, in the graded school, in the high schools. Of course, bullying should be attended to, or it's going to cause a lot of chaos in our society. It is already doing that. Children are growing up to become something we don't know. And don't think that the person that is bullied is the only person affected. Even the person that is bullying the bullied is also affected. The destinies are wasted because of the way the society has ignored attending to bullying. Now, bullying can exist in many forms. It can be physical, pushing, punching, hitting. It can be verbal, when the children just call other children names, or maybe they find out that they have issues and they begin to call them names because of the issues they have, or begin to stigmatize them. And it could be emotional, when you spread rumors and about people, and of course they think about it. Oh, you, where is your papa? You say you are talking, you're coming here to talk about, to listen to listen to us talk about our mom. Where is your own mom? Things like this affect children, and it is called bullying. Okay. Now, there is also one called cyberbullying. When children send SMS, they can send emails threatening their peers, and of course put fear into these young ones. They exchange posts, and of course you find out that somebody is being bullied, and of course it is very hurtful and it needs to be attended to. Now, what is the first step to dealing with bullies? The first thing to do is to identify the victim. Why is this child behaving the way he is doing? When you notice that a child has withdrawn, is no longer eating very well, is always scared, when you say ha, the child begins to shiver as if something is coming towards that child, you know that that child, it's possible that somebody is bullying the child. It does not happen only in schools. It can happen at home. It can happen around the community. So I'm actually talking to parents right now. You need to be very close to your child to be able to find out that this child is a victim. Now, a normal defense is to avoid or withdraw from things that are making that child stressed. Sometimes the child will tell you, I don't want to go to school, because that child is being stressed. The child will say, my stomach is paining me, or the child will begin to sweat. When you want that child to go to school, the child suddenly begins to sweat or shiver. So those are some of the symptoms, and these symptoms are exclusive to bullying. Now you still need to find out what's going on. That means you have to have a talk with that child. When you notice something like that, begin to talk with the child. Ask the child a lot of questions. Find out what is going on in the school. Find out if the child is okay. Find out if the child is sick. Find out what is happening to the child's stomach. It might not really be that something is wrong with the stomach. It might just be fear. Now, if you know there's a counselor in the school, try to meet tell the administrator you want to meet with the counselor, or that the school counselor should attend to the child. Now, when you ask these questions, get your child to talk about his friends, his or her friends, whatever they're doing in the school. Find out how they do it, who the child gets along with. You need to try to find out. And please, I beg you parents, always make sure that when your child comes home, you stay close to that child, ask the child a lot of questions, and find out how the child is faring. A lot of parents do not have time for their children these days, and it is taking a lot out of the children. It is taking a lot. The teacher is not enough for the child. The educator has a lot of children to handle, and of course your child will not be given full attention that you want, because the teacher is not teaching only your child. So you need to, and you gave birth to that child. The child has been living with you even before going to school, so you should know when something has gone wrong with your child. And if you're not there for the child, you won't be able to notice this. And of course, sometimes it gets too late and a lot of parents begin to regret it. So please make sure you find out what is going on with your child every day. If you don't see that child every day, make sure you visit that child and find somebody that will take care of that child wherever the child is, and give you feedback. Now, establishing good communication should start well before the child starts having bullying problems. I'm saying this to parents, please establish a serious relationship with your child. Communication is key. Make that child tell you everything. And if you're not there for the child cannot tell you everything. And don't allow the child to be close to somebody else but you. As children get older, they have a significant awareness of peer relationships. So you can be more direct with your questions when you want to find out anything about your child. When your children talk, listen to what they share and keep your own emotions in check. If you don't keep your own emotions in check as a parent, your children will hide a lot of things from you. And of course, they will rather tell their friends, talk to their friends than talk to you. So always keep your emotions in check whenever they are discussing things. Even though you don't like those things, then you can find a way to discuss it with them. Often parents will get angry or frustrated, but children don't need you to overreact. Immediately you overreact, case closed. They can never tell you anything again. They need you to listen, reassure and support them. They need to see you as stable and strong and able to help them in any situation. Then you'll be able to find out who is bullying the child. Once you determine your child is being mistreated by peers, there are some smart ways you can deal with the bullies. Now, one of them is stop the bullying before it goes further. Instantly, act on it immediately. Now, create a list of responses. Practice phrases with your child, especially when this child tells you this is what you will respond, and make sure you tell your child what will make that child very confident wherever he or she is. And of course, when you are very open, when the child feels safe with you as a parent, their confidence level will be very high. Now, sometimes you teach them to tell people, leave me alone, and they should say it with a hard voice, so the bully will understand that no, this one it cannot be bullied. Back off, or that wasn't nice, don't do it next time. They will know that when you do it next time, maybe that child will go and it will report. So you need to teach your children all these type of responses. Now a child can also try, well, whatever you're saying, especially when they want to give the child names because of certain conditions. The child will just walk away and say whatever. When that bully knows that the child is not feeling it, that person will not bully the child again. Now the key is, when the bully comes back, the same thing occurs. You don't cry for a bully. Teach your children not to cry for a bully. Immediately you cry, the bully has got you and will come back again and again until you become the bully's pet, so to say. Now you can even try role plays with your children. Now, what if scenario? What if somebody comes terrifying you? Well, you can just do a role play with your children. Teach him to speak in a strong, firm voice and never ever cry. Let me repeat, never ever. Tell your children to never ever cry for a bully. Now, children must understand that bullies have a need for power and control over others, and a desire to hurt people. So if they find out that somebody wants to hurt them, the first thing they do is, okay, give me your exercise book. You must give me this your exercise book. I need that exercise book right now. If that child does is drop that exercise books, give the bully the exercise book, leaves that place and goes to report to somebody immediately. Don't let the bully don't tell your child not to make a bully make him or her feel bad. When someone says something about you, say something positive to yourself. You're a fool. I am not a fool, and you walk away. Okay? Tell the bully how you feel, why you feel the way you do, and what you want the bully to do. Don't ever call me that name again. That is something you want the bully to do, and that bully will know that this one is not this one is fear himself. Okay, you can say, I feel angry when you call me names because I have a real name. I want you to start calling me my real name, and you walk away. Now, like I said, don't reward a bully with tears. The bully wants to hurt your feelings, so don't give him the pleasure of making him think he has really hurt your feelings. Okay? Now, use your best judgment and follow your instincts. If the bully wants your homework, like I said, give it to him and leave that place instantly and go to report. Now, how do we take action when you have found out that somebody is bullying your child? The best thing you do is to, if you know the child's parents and you are close, call the child's parent. This is what your child did to my child. How do you think we can make them be friends and not bully each other? Maybe you can ask the parents for his or her view, so this child will stop bullying in a very nice way. Don't tell the person, you are bullying my child, because the child is bullying my child, I will do this, I will do that. No, it is not done that way. Now, report repeated severe bullying. If your child is reluctant to report the bullying, go with him to talk to a teacher, a guidance counselor, the principal, or the school administrator. Make sure you do something about it and report immediately before it goes far. Sometimes they bully a child the first time and they hurt that child so much that the child might not be able to recover from it in a while. Now, contact the offender's parents. I've already said that and with the right approach, contact the parents. You can say, I'm phoning because my daughter has come home from school feeling upset every day this week. She tells me that, well, let's say Chioma has called her names and excluded her from games at the playground. I don't know whether Chioma has mentioned any of this to you, but I would like us to help them get along better. Do you have any suggestions? Of course, the parents will have suggestions and the parents will suggest what to do. Now, let's now get to the school. You need to partner with the school. You are not the only person. The parent is not the only one that will stop the bullying. The parent has to partner with the school. Communicate with your child's school, report the bullying incidents, then you can expect the school and staff to go on with it and give you updates on how they are going to stop it. Parents and teachers need to be aware and get involved so that they can monitor it appropriately. Parents should talk about their own feelings too. What parents should help, how the school should help your child, and tell them about your child and the changes you have noticed in your child. Now, getting to the school now, how does the school combat the bullying? Now, the bullying can be combated or eradicated in with we call it the 3 R's. 1, recognize the bullying. 2, you have to respond. Then you report. Now, one thing I expect schools to do all the time, or I advise schools to do, is they should always have a bullying survey plan. It should be done every term. Now, you identify and quantify a number of factors rates of bullying in your school. Now, you find out students and staff attitudes towards bullying, because some teachers don't really care. They really don't care. Now, you identify different types of bullying occurring in your school. When you have done that, you now get a questionnaire. Now, why is the questionnaire important? It is important because nobody knows who is answering what, and children will be able to tell you how they are being bullied and what has been transpiring in the school. Nobody knows they are the ones that have filled the questionnaire. So questionnaires are always recommended to find out how bullying is going on in the school. Now, when you have collected this valuable information, the school can then create an accurate picture of bullying in their specific environment. Then this will help administrators and decision makers. Then this bullying, adults underestimate the rate of bullying because children rarely report it, and it often happens when adults are not around. Nobody bullies a child when an adult is around. So this research is very, very important, and I always ask schools, make sure you have a counselor that is trained. That is trained. Make sure you have counselors that are trained. Okay, effects of bullying. Let's go to effects of bullying. Students who are bullied can experience a range of effects lasting long. This include depression, low self-esteem, health problems, poor grades, and suicidal thoughts. Students who bully others are more likely than their peers to feel disconnected from the dislike going to school. They get into fights, they steal, they vandalize property, they exhibit violent behavior, and they drink and smoke, depending on the school anywhere. I don't think you see all those type of things in the primary, in the graded schools. Now, students who observe bullying in the school environment experience negative effects such as reluctance to attend school. Their feelings of fearfulness, they are always scared. Increased mental health problems such as depression and anxiety, and when depression sets in, it's very dangerous. And of course, they turn to drugs. Some of them turn to drugs. Bullying can have a far-reaching impact on the overall climate of the school and community as well. It will affect the entire school. Once it starts and a lot of things like drug abuse sets in, is going to affect the entire school. Schools where bullying is allowed to occur and is not checked often face serious problems. The environment will be filled with fear and disrespect. Even the students will not be scared of the teacher any longer. And of course, the teachers themselves, some of them, if you go to some schools, some teachers are scared of their students, and their students will they threaten them often. Students who feel insecure will just not want to go to school anymore. Even if you want to change the school, the child is just scared because the child feels that that's the same thing he's going to see in another school. And of course, sometimes those bullies tell them, if you talk, I will kill you. If you talk, I will maim you. So it's not something that you will want in a school. Now, that is why something has to be done about it. Now, when you are dealing with a child that is bullied, you want to stop that child being bullied. You also need to handle the buller. Let me call the buller, the person that is doing the bullying. Now, there was a time when I was 8 years old. One girl used to beat me in school, and we lived in the same quarters. Whenever we are playing, if she wants to take anything, we allow her to take that thing. And if we do not allow her, she will beat us. And I keep crying home every day. One day, my mother, I didn't know my mother was watching. We were playing outside. My mother was watching. And I wanted to cry home. My mother just came out and called the girl. I can never forget that day. Ebere, come. And my mother said I should come. She said two of us should fight. Then she warned me, if Ebere beats me, I will not enter her house anymore. So I was scared initially, but when my mother said, if Ebere beats me, I will not come to her house anymore. If you see the way I carried the Ebere up and threw her on the floor, I did not believe it myself. When I noticed that she was on the floor, I carried her up again and dropped her again on the floor. And I did that 3 times. My mother now said, stop. She now said, Ebere should go home and I should enter inside. And from that day, yes, my mother tried to make the fear in me go. But she didn't know she now turned me into a bully. When I go to school, you dare not talk. I will kick and I will want to throw you down. So you have to take care of the bully. Now, what now happened? I entered secondary school. I was bullying everybody because I felt when you bully them, they respect you. And when you don't bully them, they deal with you. It took my mother again and one teacher in that school to make me stop bullying children. What did my mother do? After I beat a child and the child's parent came to report, and of course my mother came to the school and flogged me in front of everybody and told me that I will not disgrace her. And that was, yes, I tried to stop the bullying. Stopping bullying, when you want to stop bullying people, something in you still tells you you can still do it where somebody cannot see you. But one day I tried to bully a small girl. I told her to go and fetch water. I told her to bring something. Told her to bring another thing. Then a friend of mine joined me. You know, we were in cliques. A friend of mine joined me. We now send this girl. The girl came. She sent the girl again. And I told her I sent it. She should go again. That girl went, came back. We now sent her again. When she came back, she was just like just obeying every command. Then we now told her, why are you behaving like that? You are not even feeling anyhow. Will you kneel down? She knelt down. Will you stand up? She stood up. Kneel down. She knelt down. Raise up your hand. She raised up her hand. Then we now told her, will you stand up? When we told her, before we close our eyes and open it, you have disappeared. Do you know what this girl said? The girl said, thank you. Why that thank you? The way she said the thank you, I think she added God bless you. The way she said it hit two of us. My friend looked at me, I looked at her, and we called the girl back and we started saying sorry to her. The way she said the thank you. That was how my bullying stopped. Then the next, I think after a fortnight, one teacher heard that I bullied the same child that made my mother beat me. He now called me, and you know when they take you to the lawn and they will do a V mark and tell you to clear the lawn. The man did the V mark and said I should just continue clearing it until the V becomes big. My hand that day, and this man, everybody is scared of him in the school. I don't know if it's my mom that sent him or somebody sent him, but he gave me that punishment and I stopped bullying from that day. Because that lawn, I cut it for 2 days. And I went to the man said I should continue. I had to start crying and I had to promise that I will not bully anybody again. And thank you for Jesus Christ again. When before I left, we were, they were teaching us the scripture, and of course, that was how my bullying stopped. Now, thank God it was all this small bullying. I could have just continued, and it would have become something else. If my parents if my mother didn't involve herself, and I'm sure she asked the school to punish me. So if you are taking care of somebody that is being bullied, take care of somebody that is bullying others too. Sometimes those people that are bullies, people run away from them, and after a while they become lonely. They do not like what they are doing, and of course depression sets in. So while the counselor or a psychologist is taking care of the child that has been bullied, the psychologist should also take care of the child that is doing the bullying. Now, I have said ways we can reduce the bullying, positive school climate, okay? And teachers should also take courses on bullying, and of course they should take courses on how to deal with these children. I always recommend multiple intelligence. Take a course in multiple intelligence so that you can always detect when a child has changed. You can always detect the strength of the child. You can always detect the weakness of the child, and you use the strengths to deal with the child. When they have gone for those trainings, there is a way they relate with their children, and of course these children will become better children, and you won't find bullies in the school. So teachers should go for trainings. They should take courses related to bullying. Eradicating bullying cannot be left for schools alone. Schools can't do this alone. Families matter too. Bullying in school sometimes arises from harsh parenting practices or siblings bullying at home. So we need to identify where it's coming from. So parents and teachers have to work hand in hand to be able to eradicate this bullying. Ultimately, we need substantial shift in our mindset about the importance of children and their feelings. Most parents don't care about the children's feelings, and children are complaining that most teachers do not care about their feelings too. Some teachers just come and teach, they don't care about the children in their classes. Please, it's time to take charge of these children so that we will find out what they are going through. Children are most likely to thrive when we nurture their humanity and offer them language and strategies and values to help them identify, express, and thus regulate their feelings. When parents, teachers, and administrators gain new awareness into the complex roots of bullying and adopt new strategies for addressing it, schools can lead the way. These children are counting on us. Thank you.